What's up, everybody? Yes, indeed, man. I am back. And you guys already know what time it is with this cat. I don't talk about it, I stay about it. Well, anyways, first and foremost, I got to give a shout out to all of my channel members, my subscribers, my followers, and everybody that's been interacting with my channel, man. Thank you very much. You guys are keeping me in the algorithm. And an extra little shout out to my channel members, man. You guys are being about it. You know, you guys just ain't talking about it. And what I'm referring to is because I get a lot of backlash from certain individuals, and we all know who they are. They're the trollos, the bolos, funny bunnies, and everything else that comes with that. But my channel members are there, and some of my audience members as well, man. I really highly appreciate that. They stand up in my defense, because there's things here on this social media with the comment section I really don't quite understand. You know what I mean? I've reacted to certain comments and I thought they were directed towards me, and they actually weren't. They were directed towards the trollos that were trying to bash me. Especially what's that cat's name again? Jesus Christ, this guy, he looks like a psycho. OG13 OG. That cat, hey man, if you guys don't know about that cat, be very careful with him, man, because he likes to speak on women. And that's he claims to be something, but yet he wants a portrays himself as a predator, really. And I know you're gonna see this, Mr. OG triple 13 OG. You're a disgrace, my boy. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say any more on you because I think I've given you too much shine, and that's what I think you're trying to do. Well, anyways, people, today I'm gonna talk on Mr. Dubs and Gunner's live video, their Memorial Weekend, Memorial Day video that they did. And I'm only going to speak on that because they touched on a couple topics and it offended some people. And I'm going to give my my thought on it. And one other thing that one of my audience members asked me about, what do I think about Lefty Gunplay being refused to go on Kendrick Lamar's stage. I'll speak on that as well too. So keep in mind the title that I'm going to put up. You guys might think it's clickbait, this and that. So I'll just keep it short and sweet. It's going to be about Lefty Gunplay, Gunner, and Dubs. Straight up. And first and foremost, man, like I said, I'm a full-time online fitness coach. If you want to get started in your fitness journey, shoot me a DM or email me at highpowerfitness@yahoo.com. My Instagram is highpowerfitness, high_power_fitness_. If you want to get started on becoming that 10.5, like I said, I have that blueprint to success. Go check out my Instagram. I have over 2 years of material there, workouts. I have meals. I have testimonials from team members, testimonials from non-team members. I also have transformations of some of my team members as well. The proof is in the pudding, people. As for myself, you could look at my story. I went from fat to fit to ripped. You know what I mean? I have that plan. I'll teach you how to, because a lot of people, they eat with, how should I say? People like to eat pleasurable foods. When you eat pleasurable foods, you're going to get crappy results, people. You know what I mean? So when you start eating clean and understanding what eating clean really is about, consuming high quality, dense nutrient foods, it's not required to eat a whole bunch, man. You just, you really got to understand the way the body works. And like I said, on my program, I teach you all this stuff. Ain't nothing to it but to do it, man. Well, anyways, I know I'm gonna talk just a little bit on, let's talk a little bit more on the keto diet. A keto diet is a low carb, high fat diet that can help with weight loss and other health goals. I'm sorry. One of the key concepts in the keto diet is metabolism, which is a set of life-sustaining chemical reactions in organisms. In the context of the keto diet, metabolism is important because it helps the body break down and use fat for energy instead of carbs. I recommend fasting for at least 18 hours before starting a keto diet, as this can help speed up metabolism and make it more efficient at burning fat, people. Now, with that being said, if you need coaching on nutrition or fitness, then DM me. High Power Fitness, high_power_fitness_, or you could email me at highpowerfitness, and I'll build you the perfect nutrition plan, people. I'm telling you, I will guide you through it. It's not hard. It's simple. The hardest thing now is just putting your ego and pride to the side and admitting that you need help. You know, do what you need to do to get them results, people. Well, anyways, you guys know how to reach me. The proof is in the pudding. I'm 54, in the best shape of my life. Now, with that being said, because I don't want to make this video too long, I had to go through Mr. Dubs and Gunner's Memorial Live. There was a couple of topics that they touched on, but you got to keep in mind these two right here. They're not only friends, they're business partners, and they're being very successful at what they do. I'm being attacked by a killer fly right here, people. So you know what I mean. Just keep in mind. So if you see me acting a little funny, it's because I ain't a fun bunny. It's being attacked by a turned up fly. I thought it was a bee, but I guess not. But anyways, they're very successful in what they do. They touch on topics that actually are sensitive to certain individuals, and I can understand why, because they were speaking on a condition of Siamese twins. You know what I mean? And as far as me, you know, I understand they get their clown on this and that. You know, hey, it is what it is, and I know they don't mean no harm or foul by it. What they were saying, but you got to keep in mind, you can't really control all the feelings that are being viewed here on your platform. You know, you're gonna have someone in the audience that may get offended by that. You know, I've never in my life have ever seen any Siamese twins. You know, they're conjoined at the waist. You know what I mean? They share one body, one intestine, this and that. But they, you know, they were getting their clown on. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna just bring to you guys' attention. And no, I'm not co-signing that, because I don't clown on any type of condition. And the reason is because I promote health awareness, and I promote a lot of disabilities out here in this world. I also go volunteer to a lot of these things that go on with people that suffer from disabilities and that are learning to manage to live a life with the conditions that they have. You know, it's nothing to get your clown on about, and I'm speaking for myself. I would never do it. You know, as far as them, what they did, you know, that's what they choose to do. You know, I'm not gonna look bad on them, and the reason is because I know they weren't serious about it. They were just, you know, getting their clown on. You know what I mean? And that's what they do. They're like I said, they're the dynamic duo, Batman and Robin. Whoever you decide who is up to you guys. You know what I mean? That's just a quick little analogy of the way I wanted to put it. They're the Batman and Robin team right here on social media, and they're actually doing pretty good. You know what I mean? You can't mock the old boys for doing what they're doing. They're getting paid, and they're laughing all the way to the bank, baby. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you can never please everybody, and I get it on my channel as well. Now, with that being said, let's move to Lefty Gunplay. Mr. Lefty Gunplay, from my understanding, he attended a Kendrick Lamar concert, and they played his song. You know what I mean? I don't even know the name of the song. Turn the TV off or something like that. And when it came to it, he tried to climb up on the stage. Now, people are thinking that Kendrick Lamar dissed him. Now, I don't understand where you guys get that from, because Kendrick Lamar was performing whether he knew Lefty was out there in the audience or not. If he was aware Lefty being out there in the audience, either he would have came to an agreement that he would have allowed him up there, or he would have came out and walked and did his little short little verse, whatever it is, 4 words, or I don't know, whatever it is. Spooky, something hilarious, funny, crazy. I don't know. You know what I mean? He would have allowed it, but or there could be other reasons why he didn't. But then I don't really think Lefty would have just tried to jump on stage. You know what I mean? I think this was just something that he attempted to do. He was there. Kendrick Lamar wasn't aware of him being there at the concert. And the security obviously is not going to allow that. They may not have even known who Lefty Gunplay was. They probably thought it was some fucking dude tripping, trying to get up there. You know what I mean? And if they did, you know, them securities, they have they have conditions that they got to follow by. You know what I mean? That's their job. They're not just going to allow somebody unless they got it from the horse's mouth itself. But then, too, if they allowed this individual to go up there on that stage, he wouldn't have been right there in the audience. He would have been, unless that was part of the act. The security would have had the green light, and boom, he would have been up there. I'm going to give you an example, man. Lefty was performing at a car show one time, and I was obviously invited by the person that was running that show, and Lefty was there, and there were a couple other performers. I was allowed to go into the same tent as Lefty Gunplay. I was eating the same food that they were eating. You know what I mean? But I was allowed. As far as like my guests that I had with me, they didn't allow the guests to go in there. So obviously I'm gonna go kick it with my guests. You know what I mean? Because that's who I went there with. And yeah, I could have contested it, but it was no big thing, you know what I mean? Because there was no need for me to be back there inside the tent with Lefty and all them other cats doing what they do, you know what I mean? I was happy just sitting right outside in the VIP section, But I actually had the backstage passes and all that stuff. It was no big deal to me, you know what I mean? I remember when Lefty performed over there in Adelanto. I had the after party passes. Shit, fuck that. I went home. Shit, I ain't gonna fucking hang out right there, you know what I mean? I'm cool with that. Hey, much love and respect to Lefty Gunplay, but the way I view people that are famous here on social media or just life in general, man, they're just like you. They're people, you know what I mean? I don't get all fanned out, you know what I mean? That's just not me. I never have and I never will, At the end of the day, the ones that I'm the biggest fans of, you know what I mean, are them people that are putting up for their family, being there for their family, being that righteous one, getting up day in, day out, going to work, and I've did that, you know what I mean? I've done showed that to my family as well, I retired from truck driving, and this is what I do full time now. I'm a full time online fitness coach, and yes, I ramble on, and that's what you got to get used to, man, because I'm the motherfucking rambler. I know a lot of my audience members like that, and I like it too, you know what I mean? It throws a curve in the pitch. You know what I mean? You got to be ready for it. If you ain't ready, you're gonna get struck out, baby. Well, anyways, people. Yeah. So as far as Lefty Gunplay being disrespected and not being allowed on there, what was Kendrick supposed to do? Stop his whatever he was doing up there on stage to say, "Oh no, you could allow it." That's fucking unheard of. Come on now. As far as there could be other reasons why. You know what I mean? But it would have been done in more of a professional manner. You know what I mean? Just like at the Super Bowl, me personally, I think that was out of Lefty's reach. You know what I mean? He had no say so over that, or Kendrick. You know what I mean? Who he was going to have right there, especially somebody that only has a few words to do. You know what I mean? I would find that more insulting than anything, just to come on and say your last spooky, scary, hilarious things. You know what I mean? My boy Lefty, he's doing his thing. You know what I mean? He gets the perks, he gets royalties every time his shit's played. That's a major accomplishment. So I mean, he's getting better. You know what? I heard one of his raps the other day. He did it with some girl. It was kind of like a love song. That shit was actually pretty good, man. You know what I mean? I tip my hat to him on that one. But as far as like stuff that has to do with Kendrick Lamar, you got to keep in mind, man, it goes deeper than that. It's not just a verbal-ish. Everything's done by contracts. You know what I mean? If Lefty go and performs right there, his managers are going to want a piece of that feria. And let's keep it real, 100% right here. Who's the breadwinner of that fucking album right there? Kendrick Lamar is. Come on now, really? Kendrick is super famous. He opened up a door for Mr. Lefty Gunplay, and he's putting him out there. And I'm glad to see that Mr. Lefty Gunplay, because I've seen a short on him too. He actually looks sober now. He's starting to look good. You know what I mean? He still has that same character, but a lot of homies carry that character. You know what I mean? He's got the look. He does this crazy ass fucking smile with that fucking, what was that I forget the name of that old movie, that fucking Mission Impossible or something like that. That dude Jaws with this fucking grill like that, all shiny and stuff. It's crazy. But hey, to each his own. You know what I'm saying? Lefty's doing his thing. He's getting paid. It looks like he's finally found his groove, and he's got the brothers supporting him. And all bullshit aside, man, the brothers, they're the gatekeepers of this rap game. No matter how you look at it, you know what I mean? It is what it is. Yes, you can't take that from them. So Lefty's on the right track, man. I tip my hat to you, man. But like I said, it gets very political when it comes to doing performances and shit like that. No, I don't think Lefty was dissed or disrespected. That was his track. Like I said, you got to keep in mind them security right there have a job to do. They may not even have known who he was, and even if they did know who he was, they had to get the permission from the artist himself. You can't just allow him in there. You know what I mean? And like I said, I give you an example. Like when I went to that car show right there, and I had backstage passes and everything with Lefty Gunplay, but my guest wasn't allowed in there with me. You know what I mean? Only I was. Man, that fly is coming back to attack me. So, anyways, I guess that's my cue to end this this video here, man. Thumbs up, thumbs down. You know what I mean? If you guys have any topics that you want me to touch on, let me know, man. You know what I mean? OG will elaborate on anything as long as it's respectful and within my rules of morals and values. Okay. Now, with that being said, man, let's get this channel to 10,000 subscribers. Once I hit that 10,000, I'll start doing lives, and on my lives, I will interact with everybody. You know what I mean? I don't discriminate. But before I go, if you want to get started on your fitness journey, it's never too late, man. Invest in your health today, because health is wealth. And on my program, it's not all about losing weight. It's how much life you gain out of it. I've beat a chronic illness that I had. It was hepatitis C. I was on a slow death sentence, let's just say. I managed through it because I started incorporating a healthy lifestyle, and that's what brought me here to today, to this present day, so I could get treated. Because if I would have kept on with that lifestyle that I was living in the past, putting all this dope and drugs and just abusing my body, I wouldn't be here today. I would have progressed that condition that I had. Well, anyways, people, I rambled on, and yes, I did. 10,000 subscribers. Let's get it up, baby. Let's bring this motherfucking YouTube Yadla active. You already know, man. OG don't talk about it. He stays about it. Now, with that being said, if you want to get started, shoot me that DM or email me at highpowerfitness@yahoo.com. Let's get up and get yours, baby. OG's done got his. Man, come on, man. The proof is in the pudding, baby. Let's do this.